Good evening mga kalaro and welcome to the Council of Titos, the show on the Laro-Laro lang channel where Sportitos talk about a different kind of game, the reality TV game show and social experiment that has run for over 2 decades, Survivor. I'm Chief Bisdak Joel Parcon, and with me as always is Vice Chief Bisdak Jao Atienza. What's up, Jao? How are you doing?
I stand with the writers.
There you go. And we also have with us the man with the thoughts. Let's all welcome the one and only Martin. Well, how are you doing, Mart?
Yeah, doing fine here in the island, ready for the new season of Survivor, baby.
All right. I think you're like a couple of months too late. They've already filmed it, I guess.
Oh, not again! They keep giving me these invites when it's done. This is the third brand, man.
They probably need someone to watch over the stuff over there.
So the coconuts just are gone. I guess they ate that all too.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, tonight the council will give our first impressions on the upcoming season 45, premiering soon in a couple of days or tomorrow, whenever you see this. But before we proceed, we do hope that you could click on the like button, and so that you can get notified whenever we have new stuff on the channel. And we also wanna ask you to subscribe to the Laro-Laro lang channel, and check us out on wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe there as well. And so, without further ado, let us get right into it. So, guys, I will be the first to admit that I have not been as up to date with information about season 45. And truth be told, I find myself not quite as excited as I was compared to season 41 to 44. How about you guys?
I kind of, yeah, I can see that, and I can kind of feel that as well. But with that being said, I really do like the tribe names. Bello, Lulu, and Reba, because it makes it easier for us to remember that it's blue, yellow, and red.
All right.
I guess that they what was it? What were you gonna say, Mart?
I guess especially Lulu, because I remember a certain blonde-haired kid called Butters who also sings Lulu, I got some apples, Lulu,
South Park reference.
South Park references.
Okay.
South Park reference. But yeah, I can kind of see that, and I can kind of feel that. And I think that has a lot to do with the perception that we're going to be getting much of the same format as the last couple of seasons, right? It's like there doesn't really seem to be anything new coming out apart from, the new, admittedly pretty cool looking cast, but like other than that, it's still 3 tribes of 6. Presumably they're gonna have those journeys. They're probably going to have like an advantage get in at some point in time. That all of that sort of thing, and without a hook, like a theme that we get with previous Survivor seasons, it feels just more samey, I guess. The only new thing really that they have are the hour and a half episodes, or 2 hour and a half episodes, 90-minute episodes.
90-minute episodes, yeah.
I stand with the writers.
Yeah, well, that's one thing that's I guess okay with something to look out for with this new season. We're gonna get 90-minute episodes. Yeah, and then you called it, Jao. It's probably because the producers foresaw that it was an inevitability that there was going to be a writer strike, and so they announced right away that the next season is going to be 90 minutes long.
Yeah. Apparently there's a tentative deal between like the WGA and the AMPTP, which is like really good. So that might mean shorter Survivor episodes next season.
I hope
but
so.
yeah, that's the thing. Like we don't have an interesting theme. We've talked about this in the past, that it would be really nice if they went back to having some sort of theme: blood versus water, brains versus beauty versus bronze, whatever it might be.
Generation versus generation.
Yeah, generation versus generation. You want to see Gen Z. I wouldn't even mind seeing like you know,
Yeah.
millennials versus Gen X versus Gen Z,
Gen
the three
Z.
tribes of space.
Ooh.
Oh
That'd be
man.
super interesting.
So now the boomers are just watching with their popcorns on the sofas.
Right. So now, like, all we really have now is the vague promise of uh an auction,
Mhm.
which
Ooh.
was kind of alluded to in like the previews at the end of last season. But then the fear, or at least my fear, is that they're gonna half-ass it, sort of in the same way that they half-assed the tribe swap last season, where
Mm.
it
Oh yeah.
wasn't really a proper tribe swap. It was a one for one with an immunity idol,
Mhm.
which is, I guess it was good. It was kind of balanced, in the grand scheme of things, kind of useless. Totally half-assed. And I guess that's also the fear, right? So there isn't anything that looks to be much of a hook other than the cast. It's
Mm.
probably not going to have anything to do with pelicans, for example.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna point that out. You say that there isn't a theme. They've got a lot of pelicans. Not just pelicans though. They've got two pelicans on the side of the logo, and then they've got feathers down on the bottom of the logo, and then they've got three birds flying overhead on the top half of the logo. Is there gonna be some flying in this season?
Woo!
We went to a Catholic university. Come on, let's go, right? The pelican,
Hmm.
because of like some urban legend or some myth, is a symbol of the Eucharist, right?
Mhm.
Because
Ooh.
the legend or the myth goes that a pelican mother, when there isn't any food around, will take part of her own flesh and feed it to her kids so that they don't die. This, of course, isn't true, but it's nice symbolism and
Mm.
a representation of God's love, right?
Mhm.
God sent his only begotten son, blah 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 blah, taking a part of himself for us to consume. So pelicans there, and how many birds? Three.
Three.
Mhm.
How many
Three.
tribes?
The Trinity.
The Trinity. It's the
Ooh.
Trinity. It's the Trinity. That's what we've got right there.
So this is Survivor 45. Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
Jeez.
sorry.
Oh no.
Your thoughts, Marts, on the Pelicans, on the logo.
Well, like Zhao said a few minutes ago, we stand by the writers. If this is a season that does not have the standard writers, that has a 90-minute episode, the only thing I can symbolize the Pelicans flying are storylines that are usually written per season. They just flew off.
Survivor doesn't have writers.
Yeah.
Oh, they
it doesn't.
don't. Holy
That's
shit.
why
Okay.
that's why reality shows
Can
are
still
like
Not
continue.
affected. Okay.
yeah, they aren't
That's
affected.
cool.
In fact, the writer's strike in 2007
Mhm.
was when a lot of the worst reality shows started popping up
Wait,
because they didn't need writers.
2007. What seasons were there in Survivor? No, that's a good question. No, I gotta
That's
check
why
that
that's
out
why we
first.
have you,
Yeah,
Martin.
I need to check that out now. Because wow, okay. During
Well-
that strike, it was Survivor China and Survivor Micronesia.
Oh,
Yeah,
that,
but
Fans
like
versus
this,
favorites. And
yeah.
dear God, this is like one of the most, polarizing season.
Mhm.
With the Widow Brigade, with
Yeah.
Parvati winning.
Yeah.
So I guess out of all the the crappy reality TV shows that time, Survivor really stood out.
No, but because it's because Survivor already had a couple
Wow.
of seasons under its belt,
Okay.
and Jeff and the team already sort of
producers.
knew how
Okay.
to run things, right? That's why they didn't they. But I think Zhao is talking about all the other
The other reality TV shows.
reality
All
TV
the-
shows
That needed
that
writers.
showed up. No,
that showed
not
up because there
showed
weren't
up
any writers. All of the stupid
because
like
none of these
Real
reality TV shows
Housewives.
actually need writers.
They just need to
Yeah.
splice some. Okay. That's a
Yeah,
good
so
idea.
that was sort of the heyday of all of those like Real Housewives spin-offs that really never went anywhere or did anything.
Okay.
At least for me, right? Kid Nation came out at around that time.
Oh, that was
Oh my
that
God,
time.
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
I will say that the concept of that was promising.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then
Yeah, so there, like around
oh,
it was around that time that
okay.
a lot of these sort of subpar, shall we say,
Mhm.
Yeah,
um, reality
reality.
shows came out because there weren't any writers to
Mm.
work on scripted television. Because you know,
Right.
reality TV doesn't need writers; it doesn't need actors,
Mhm.
because you know it's people that aren't affiliated with any of the unions
The-
being put in a situation where they have to interact with one another, and so the script, quote unquote, writes itself,
Mhm.
or
Okay.
in a more real way, quote unquote, writes itself.
Yeah.
So like
Well,
Reality.
yeah, until we
it's
get like a DGPA, is that what is that the directors
DGA.
guild,
Directors Guild
DGA?
Award.
Yeah.
Like,
Until we get something like that going along
Survivor
with the
safe.
writers and the
Survivor.
actors strike,
Okay.
TV's gonna reality TVs at the very least is still gonna push through.
Okay, I
Yeah.
retract that statement. Maybe this could be like the Survivor Micronesia, a sleeper season
Mm.
if history repeats itself, or
I can
at
actually
worst, Survivor China, same time, same period.
I can
Still one of the
actually
top
see this
seasons.
episode being okay, or this season being okay.
Yeah.
Like I can see
Uh,
this season being pretty good because the cast looks interesting.
there we
And
go. Yeah.
right now I think that's all that Survivor is really like. um that's what's propping Survivor up, or that's
Mm.
what's been propping Survivor up these past couple of seasons,
Mm-hmm.
or what
Uh,
will be propping Survivor up if they continue with this. Everything is
trajectory.
more or less kind of the same.
The
Like,
same. Yeah, I mean that's I was gonna go to and make that point,
This,
right? Because a lot of, I mean, we've heard about it, like I think Jeff at one point in time has already said that it's not necessarily about the game, it's about the
mm,
people who go through the game, right? It's become celebrity focused, no, quote unquote celebrity focused, character driven, and it's the personal journeys that all of these outcasts go through as they stay on the island. They will go through the same stuff, the rains, the poor shelter, the same challenges and all of that. But what Jeff and the team are trying to extract are the stories that these survivors, these castaways, go through, right? Then that's what makes their good television. That's like what Zhao said. The script basically writes itself.
wow,
yeah.
it's cool.
So does that mean we're gonna start talking about the cast now? Because
I
it doesn't
think we
feel like
should.
there's anything really
We
There's
going
should,
yeah,
on.
man.
yeah. So yeah, yeah. I think that
We
that's
gotta
what we're gonna do.
we
So
gotta start with
first
letter
things
A,
first.
baby. We got
First impressions of this cast. You already mentioned Zhao that you're it's an interesting cast for you. What about you, Marts? What are your first impressions of this cast as a whole?
like nobody at first, like on first glance when we saw the preview right from the last season, no one stood out more for me except one guy because we've been waiting for him. And his name is Bruce, and I really hope something good happens to him. Like Lord, I'm really praying that he doesn't get Francesca'd. Like he got out of injury the first time, and then I hope he doesn't get re-injured or gets to be the first one voted out.
Mm.
Like
But what about
that's
the
a
cast
cruel
as a whole,
fate.
Marts? Oh, the
Oh,
cast as a whole.
as a whole, it's not a cast I'm as excited for in the past 5 seasons. But I think that's a good thing because these kinds of casts, like initially, like as we're here right now at this point of time, these are the kinds of casts that will be a sleeper hit. These are the
Mm.
kinds of casts that will creep on us and say, wow, I didn't expect this one to pull this one off. I didn't expect that guy to be the like Boston Rob of this season or like the puppet master. Like these are the
Mm.
types of humble looking crowd that's gonna surprise you. So I guess it's a good thing. So outside of Bruce, it's like I'm at this kind of hype, not like boom, this kind of hype like last year. If you remember when we were talking about the cast last year, I was more excited because I think I've invested a bit more time watching the reviews. But as you mentioned, right now maybe real life like took over all of us, and we didn't get enough time to go through the media or go through the material before we recorded tonight.
Maybe it could also be, and this is just another theory, right? It could
Mhm.
also be that Survivor 45 is in the very unfortunate position of being after Survivor 44,
That's
where
true as
we
well.
had like Jam Jam and Carolyn
Mhm.
and
Such
you know,
huge personalities.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
like that could be that could be playing into this as well. At least, you know, with Martin's perception of the cast, like, to for me admittedly as well, like when I looked at them, I didn't see anybody that stood out to me as being as insane,
Oh, yeah.
in the good way, insane in the good way,
Yeah.
as like Jam Jam and Carolyn, you know.
Yeah, we probably won't have like a an opening scene where it's uh it's not even like an actual testimonial, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Fourth wall.
Yeah, like they, you know, the fourth wall might just remain intact on this one,
Mhm.
with the exception of Jeff Probst looking straight into the camera and saying, "Do you think you have what it takes to be out here?
But that's towards the
Apply
end
now."
already, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, what it takes to be on Survivor? Apply now at survivor.com.
you know. So there might be, you know, we might have like the fourth wall intact here, but
Okay.
you know, I will say that, you know, there are quite a few standouts for me.
Who are
You
those?
know, of course, Bruce, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
come on, you know, after what he went through.
Oh, yeah.
Um, that Austin guy, right?
Stone
That
Cold.
yeah, right? That grad student from California or wherever he's from. Like, he looks like such a bro, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's going to be that much of a bro.
Okay, so he's not like the
Yeah.
shit, what's that guy? Woo. He's not the Woo type of guy. He just looks like Woo.
He looks like Wu. He's in the
Woo.
same build as Wu, Owen Knight, that kind of thing. But I guess he tends more towards Owen Knight.
Hmm.
In a way, but then like Wu was still very like intelligent and very sort of,
Yeah.
you know, he was by all accounts a nerd, right? Which
Mm.
had a very good strategic mind for the game. Would have been a great social scientist, that sort of thing. And that's the sort of vibe that I'm getting
Mm.
from Austin.
Well,
Another
he's no
standout,
ass man.
Austin.
yeah,
Austin.
basically he isn't Cody.
Is he a Stone
Uh,
Cold?
a stone cold killer. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they
You know,
did have, speaking of Stone Cold Killers, right? They kind of like alluded to there being
One of
a
them,
lot
yeah.
of cutthroat, necessarily being cutthroat this season, necessarily being cutthroat. Like I think one of them had in a short testimonial uh talked about stealing or something like that, and one
Ooh.
of them even talked about his great grandma being a robber or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't.
I
I
didn't
didn't.
hear
I didn't
that.
hear that. But that seems really cool. That
Ooh.
seems really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Who was that?
You know. Um. The the principal from Utah is
Mhm.
also somebody that stands out to me. Um. The guy that grew up Mormon, but
Mhm.
then
Ooh.
yeah, but then like you the if you thought the Christians were mad at gay people, you know, like like if you thought the Christians were harsh to gay
Mhm.
people, the Mormons are something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, my my canonical winner pick is Jake
There you go.
O'Kane though.
Who?
Jake.
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 Yeah. Let me
Okay, I got
where
him. Yeah.
where is
I think he's
there
the
we
one who
go.
has like a grandma or old.
Oh, that's the guy with the grandma.
Yeah.
This
Jake.
guy.
I think he's the
O'Kane.
guy who had like a grandma who
O'Kane.
robbed banks or something.
Oh, man.
Basically, and it's you know, just like my previous winner picks, it's for a pretty dumb reason. It's because I just really like his masshole accent.
Oh, from Boston. So is he gonna be Boston Jake, like Boston Rob?
I don't know, like he has that like. When I first heard him speak, I was like, "Oh man, this is the accent that my brother and I make fun of." Like, when we're driving around, like when I was like last time we were in Boston, right? Like we were parking a car. I parked a car, and my little brother was like, who the fuck do you think you are in the car park?" And when I hear this guy talk, he's like, "Hi, I'm Jake. I'm a newly bad lawyer." I'm like, "Oh my god, people actually really do speak like that."
Oh
You
my
know,
god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
he's a newly bad lawyer.
You're a bad lawyer.
So
Bad.
okay, yeah, this is my winner pick.
Oh, Jake
Nice.
O'Kane. Nice. What about you,
No.
Marts? Who let's
Oh
go to you
man.
for your let's go with your who is your final three, and among
Oh
those, who
wow.
is your canonical winner pick?
Okay. Okay. So Zhao picks Jake
No, no,
O'Kane.
get your three.
Okay.
Get your
Okay.
three
Okay.
first. Get your three.
All right. Okay. That's easy.
And
I
why?
really hope it's Bruce, because guy needs a second chance. I think he's not gonna blow this one. I think he's gonna go hard, go fast. He's gonna be one in the top three. He's not my winner pick, and I think it's gonna be three different tribes. So for some reason, I get this vibe with this Emily lady. Guess who she likened herself to? Cass. So there's Emily, and finally, as we mentioned earlier, Austin. So
Why?
my
Because of the
winner
name?
pick, canonical, yeah, Austin.
This guy?
There's Austin,
Yeah.
yeah, Austin, man. There's a world champ, last name Austin, first name Steve. Maybe there's gonna be a Survivor winner, first name Austin, first name Austin. Yeah,
So he's your canonical winner pick.
canonical winner pick. Oh hell yeah.
Mm.
All right.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Well, for me,
One of the Asians. One of the
one of the
Asians.
Asians. One of the
Keeping
Asians.
keeping with the theme. I'm the one breaking theme this season.
Well, for me, I did notice this Austin dude. I think when we saw the preview, he was one of those guys who was like jumping off of the, if I remember correctly, he jumped off the ledge or something, and I was like, ooh, that dude's cool. But only for that. That's why he's one of my top three. Just like Ali Gabler.
Oh yeah.
He just looked cool in the preview, and I picked him right away. Uh, that's one. My second one, I also go with Jake O'Kane, but for a different reason. For a different reason, Joe, because I'm looking at his profile right now, and he's got two out of his three hobbies are hobbies of mine as well. So one is theater.
Oh,
The
Oh yeah,
second
he's
is
a
no
Dungeons and
way.
Dragons.
he's a
No.
theater guy. Theater.
Yeah.
There's a theater guy.
The third one is
He
working
teaches.
out. I don't do that. So
Sure
yeah.
you don't. Sure you don't.
I don't work
Got the
out.
gun so baby.
That was another reason that I like. Now that you bring that up, yeah, that's
Mm.
another reason that I that I like him. His theater thing. He isn't only a theater guy. He teaches theater to like
Mhm.
little kids.
Yeah. So that makes him even cooler. Right.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
he's a
But
newly bad lawyer that teaches
a
theater.
newly barred lawyer who teaches theater to kids.
God damn.
That's pretty cool. But my canonical winner pick
Oh,
for this year.
oh, and another
Mm.
and another thing before I forget, because
Go
I know I'm
ahead.
gonna forget to mention this later on.
Okay.
The thing with Jake is that he wants to play a villain.
Oh.
Oh,
I remember like because my little brother, like we send each other like relevant Survivor interviews, right?
Mhm.
Hold
And
up.
like one of the things he said was like, yeah, he wants to be a villain. And one of the things that he said is that he looks forward to lying at Final Tribal if he's there.
Oh,
Like,
I
oh,
like that. I like that. I like that. But it's weird because in his interview he says Wendell. Wendell wasn't a villain. He's a bit of a
But intellectual. I mean,
intellectual,
that's his
right?
thing.
The
Intellectual.
intellectual.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Intellectually
Yeah.
lying. Lying to get what he wants.
Okay.
But my canonical winner pick has got to be. Again, this is only coming off of names, and because he reminds me a lot of Cochran. I've got Brando
Oh wait,
Meyer,
Brando.
can I see?
only because he looks. His name is Brando. Uh, He looks the most Filipino.
And he's one of
Yeah.
the younger cast members.
He's
It's weird.
he's
The
23.
youngest is 22.
Yeah.
Is he the youngest on the cast?
No, he's
No,
not the
both of two of
youngest.
them.
He's
Two of them.
23.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, he looks the most Filipino.
Wow.
Yeah, so there is I've got him as my canonical winner pick until he gets eliminated.
Like Drew and Brandon.
Sorry, so yeah, my three are so you've got Austin because
Awesome.
he looked cool in the previews, and you've got Jake because he's a theater and D&D guy, but my canonical winner pick is Brando
I
because of
like
the
that,
name,
man. I
Marlon
like it.
Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Yeah. We have another situation where we have a Brando and a Brandon.
I like it actually.
At least,
At least one of them
it has
actually
an
calls
N.
himself Brando.
yeah. Unlike
Oh god.
unlike the Matt,
Yeah.
It's not
Matthew
like-
and Matt.
Yeah. It's not like the earlier survivors where it's like John A, John B. This is better. It is a better problem.
Yeah.
They're actually separated by an N. Not like same name, John. Yes. Too many Johns.
Yeah.
Well, his real name is still like Brandon,
Brandon.
but
Yeah,
his nickname's Brando.
I love that he chose Brando for this game. He's smart. He's smart.
Hmm.
Because the other guy, Brandon, apparently is like known in the Survivor community.
How?
Sadly, I already left the Survivor community a decade ago, so I don't know who this guy is.
How is he known in the Survivor community?
He's like playing this game called Sequester online, and that's like something like American Survivor fans are kind of doing right now.
Oh.
Is that
And-
also the game that what's her name? Was playing as well? Carolyn?
I don't
I
think so.
No?
Hold on, let's see, because they've been playing this Sequester game, recently, like even pre-pandemic, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. But the online version of that, and like he's another super fan. Like, what I like about the recent cast is like most of them are now super fans. It's not like the actresses.
Also,
So
you
it's now,
like
like-
a lot of them being super fans.
Like the physical side, that means they'll suck on paper, but they surprise you. They surprise you.
The physical side, that means they'll suck. Wow, what a statement from the man with the thoughts.
Hot take, right? I know
It's
that.
not a hot take. Like, if I get my ass off the sofa, I go to the island, I'll be the first one voted out. I'm not that physically imposing.
No,
No,
you're
but for
saying-
you to say that all super fans will suck in the physical.
Most.
So
Like
you're
I said, and as I said, on paper. But guys like, Carson last season, like really bulked up for the
Mhm.
part. He's a super fan. He broke the stereotype. Oh yeah,
He's not just a
I'm like
super fan, he's a super duper fan, man.
Yeah, like I'm so skinny and nerdy, and then he took us off the show like, bitch, please, I got muscles. Like that transformation.
I don't know, man.
So-
Super fans of Survivor aren't. Let's just put it this way: they aren't Rob Sesternino anymore,
Yeah, or like
or at least Rob Sesternino back in the day, where
back in the day,
When
20
he was
years
the-
ago.
Yeah.
yeah, because that was sort of the impression that people had, right, of the Survivor super fan,
Or
But, like-
Cochrane, right?
yeah, or Cochrane. But then like
That's
now
why
the
this
Survivor-
Brando dude reminds me so much of Cochrane.
Ah,
Mm.
okay.
And I bet he's like a super fan as well.
Yeah, but
I
like
hope so.
the Survivor super fan, like the casting has become quite a bit more diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can kind of see that when everybody, like you said, like everybody is pretty much a super fan now. Like Matthew from the previous season, absolute super fan. Also pretty good at challenges, like
Yeah.
if he built the thing in his backyard, can climb a rock thing.
Yeah, that was the only thing that spelled the demise of his season 44 chances.
So I don't know, But it seems really interesting that that Bruce is back and Matthew isn't.
Matthew was not. Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
It could have been it could be because of the precedent that was set that if you say that you quit, you don't go back.
True.
Maybe, or they
Right.
already like filled up the slot when Bruce got out earlier, and then they said, "Yeah, but we already set a guy here. We can't get Matthew back this soon."
No, but it would have been nice
Yeah,
to
they
have
can.
two of them, or maybe three
Yeah.
of them. I don't know. Get one from. Was
What
there
was-
an injury evac in the previous
Like Survivor
seasons?
Philippines with
No, no,
Penner,
yeah,
Swan, and
yeah.
I am sorry. Yeah, the guy who I don't want to name. Yeah, in Australia.
What was that Survivor season where they were on two tribes and those 2 tribes were led by returnees?
Oh, is that with Coates and Aussie? South Pacific with Cochrane?
Maybe was it?
There's
It
the
was
other one with Palau. Oh, after Palau, Guatemala with Bobby John and Stephanie.
there the one with Stephanie
Mhm.
LaGrossa, right? Where like it was all a new cast with the exception of the 2 returnees. And
The
those 2
captains.
returnees were the quote unquote captains
The
of the 2
captains.
tribes. I mean that could have very easily been this particular season, right? Like
Actually,
they just
yeah.
kind of hard pivot after Matthew and Bruce are
Medevaced.
essentially medevaced out of Survivor
Mhm.
44. But then I remember in his exit interview, Matthew made it a point to say that he wanted to quit.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
In
yeah.
the sense, not like he wanted to be a quitter, but he
Yeah,
wanted to leave Survivor on his own terms.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know, he made it a point that he didn't want to be told that he was supposed to leave. He wanted to be the one to say that I am going to leave on my own terms. It's sort of like you don't want to be fired, you want to resign.
Mhm.
Yeah, I gotta get what he's saying.
But then precedent has been set that people who return can't be people that have
Quit.
said that they quit.
Yeah.
So like that's my theory, right? That's my
Okay.
theory as to what happened.
Could be valid. Could be valid.
Could be, or it could just be that Matthew had something else to do. I don't know.
That's true.
But,
Because
It might be a scheduling problem. We
it might
never
be a
know.
scheduling
Or-
problem.
or there's a future season where Matthew's now in the mix along with some, favorites from the past
Yeah,
4 seasons.
or they got him to build the challenges instead because he was so
Yeah,
handy with the
He's a dream
plywood.
part of the dream team secretly.
So there, but like I was saying, that could have been pretty cool if if it
Yeah.
if I were in charge, I would have been like, what would be a really cool season if it's like a pseudo second chances kind of thing. But then that might also be kind of imbalanced, right? Because Bruce
Only
had
2 of
been
them.
there.
Yeah.
Because Bruce was basically there for 24 hours, and Matthew was there for a little bit longer.
Oh yeah.
But I also find it really interesting though that Bruce is back. Like, what was it that Jeff or
Saw.
Survivor casting or whatever saw in him that made them be like, this guy is going to make great television. He gets an instant free pass, like back into the game whenever.
I think that's what we're gonna find out in this season. I hope. I really hope he has a deep run.
Yeah, like it's very, very intriguing.
Because if he's one of the more interesting personalities here, then Jeff got this thing right. That he got the right guy.
Yeah,
So
because
good on Jeff.
we've been saying how Jeff has been such a so involved in the casting, and he's got let's say he's got types that he wants to put in the game, and he must have seen something in Bruce that he's willing to put him right back in, even after just being on the island for less than for like what you said, Joe, 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
So like, supposedly he shouldn't have he really shouldn't have any sort of significant advantage coming in to this new season. Like he didn't even make it to the shelter, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was from the marooning.
Yeah.
He got he became marooned.
Right?
Oh,
Wait, did
man.
he?
I see
Oh,
what
no,
you
no.
did
He
there.
he
man.
he got to the
Oh shit.
he got to the shelter. Right? He got to the shelter, and then they were like really alarmed because he passed out at the shelter.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
but you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like he didn't make it.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. But
he
yeah,
was effectively out at the first challenge
exactly.
by the first challenge, so no significant advantage.
Of knowing what's gonna happen, especially if they're gonna run the exact same course the entire time.
Yeah. Although I wonder. Oh no, yeah. They're still under NDA.
Mm.
Because I was thinking like, but then what he could have done was, the other castmates from 44 could have gotten in touch with him and been like, hey,
Mhm.
and they had like a little reunion / get together, and he was able to glean something from it. But
They would have
they were
been,
probably
yeah.
Yeah.
muzzled.
Yeah, well, that's the cast. So for again, just for the record, Zhao, your your canonical winner pick is, who is it again?
Newly bad lawyer
The newly barred
Really
lawyer,
bad
Jake.
lawyer.
that does theater.
Yeah, and
And
Dungeons and
teaches him.
Dragons,
And teaches.
Jake O'Kane. And then for Martin, yours is Austin, right?
Uh,
Yeah, and for me, it's Brando. So there you go. Let's see whose canonical winner pick will get knocked off first.
wait.
If history is anything to go by, mine.
No. Wait, so who's going to be the first one out on our takes?
Oh, there you go. That's another
All
one.
right.
Who's the first vote?
All right.
Oh,
That's
For
a
some
good
reason, my mind floats towards J Maya.
me too.
Ouch. That's so mean.
Ah,
So mean, guys.
me too.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
some
know what.
reason.
Maybe it's just because we're like getting old,
Yeah, maybe.
and
And we get
and like
easily
these
annoyed by.
and these like Instagram stars are get on our nerves a little bit. Like get off my lawn,
Yeah,
as we're like
exactly.
yelling at as we're like old men yelling at clouds.
Hey, don't be tripping on our safe space, Chow. For real, for real. For real. Ska, ska, ska.
It's not even that. Like
Yeah.
I'm cool with all of that. I'm cool with all of that.
Okay.
It's just I'm old. It's like I respect it. I just don't get like a lot of this stuff. I don't get I don't get the aesthetic
Mhm.
or whatever it is. So it's like that's where my mind went, and because that's where my mind went, that makes me believe she's going to make it to like fire.
Hmm. Oh,
She's gonna
She's
make
gonna
like
like
top
make it
4 or
all the way to
whatever.
fire.
Yeah,
make it all the way to fire.
she's gonna make it
Four.
like top final 4 or something.
Is she gonna have the most bitter jury speech if Jeff allows jury speeches again? Or annoying jury speeches?
Maybe. What about you, Marts? Who do you think is gonna be first out?
Well, since I think Austin's gonna be the winner pick, I have a feeling one of the first guys or gals who are gonna be taken out is gonna be in his tribe. I'm thinking one of the youngest, Drew.
Drew.
Maybe it's gonna be a physical thing.
Oh.
Though maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he like fumbles on a puzzle and he was on the puzzle and like, yeah, Drew screwed us over. Let's vote Drew. Yeah. That kind of thing.
So basically what we're saying is that first boot is gonna come from Red Tribe,
Yep.
basically.
And JMI is gonna be like Queen, Kingpin or something. No, just kidding. That's it.
So you're really predicting that J Maya is gonna go far in the season.
You're gonna be the Russell Hands of this season. Yeah,
Wow,
I'm
really? Huh?
I'm the genius of
Oh.
the skies. It was me all along, J. Maya. But for real, I'm the soul of Russell Hands. No, I'm just kidding.
You know what? Another thing that I find like something that Carson did last season
Mm.
that like might have shifted the meta of Survivor a little bit. And also it was something that Jesse and Cody did was when you look at like the tribes, you can sort of traditionally when you look at a tribe, you can kind of see where the tribe is going to break down in terms of their first vote, right? Because their first vote needs to be like a 4-2.
Mm.
You need to have a 4-2 as their first vote. And like traditionally, you could look at that and you could kind of see where the tribal lines would be drawn. But um, we never saw Carson uh, partnering up with Jam Jam and Carolyn. Like we never saw that coming. We
Oh,
always
yeah.
thought it was going to be like Jam Jam and
Cars.
Carolyn
Uh-huh.
getting kicked out by all of the younger people on the tribe. And the unlikely pairing of Jesse and Cody.
Oh yeah.
Like this is something that I think has kind of shifted the meta a little bit. So like in looking at initial tribe dynamics,
Mhm.
Who's gonna be paired
the
off?
pairs
The-
or the alliances might be the least expected
Oh.
or the least likely.
Is it wrong for me to say Austin J. Maya?
Well, it's not wrong for you to say.
I mean, like
Anything can
if
happen.
we
he can
if we look
use
at
her as a smokescreen, man.
if we look at the red tribe, right? If we look at the red tribe, and we sort of break it down using
Age brackets.
traditional like age, and these are the people that are going to have things in common to talk about. You have the outliers in Julie and Sifu,
Sifu,
right?
yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
They're like
And then
quote
the
unquote
young
older, and then
ones,
you have all of the young ones in Austin D, Drew, and J Maya. And so at that point, we would be making the prediction that it would be either Julie or Sifu that goes. Probably Julie because tribe strength,
age.
blah blah blah.
Mhm.
You're right, because tribe strength. So we've already said age is going to give the 4-2. So who of the two are going to be the ones who of the two is going to be the one that's eliminated? If we go by traditional survivor logic, it's going to be Julie.
Mhm.
But in light of the past couple of seasons, I wouldn't put it past Julie to try to get into an alliance with like J Maya, Drew, and Austin.
Point of information though. Sifu isn't the oldest guy.
Yep.
Yeah, in the tribe.
In the
Oh,
tribe,
in the tribe. In the
he's the
tribe.
oldest guy because there's
Okay.
22 and 26.
Yeah, in the red tribe, he's the
In the red
oldest
tribe,
guy.
yeah.
And so the older ones are Julie and Sifu. Like that's how traditionally that red tribe would break down.
But it feels like these guys can relate to the young ones, so like they can try to weasel their way in. And like Julie can be like the mama bear, and then Sifu's like, "Oh, we can't vote you off. You're strong. You stay with us."
Yeah, I mean, like that's the point that I'm trying to
Oh,
make.
right, yeah. Sorry,
Right?
sorry.
It's like we wouldn't think
Traditional.
of her as being in we wouldn't think of her as being allied with somebody like J Maya or Drew.
Mhm.
But then in light of recent seasons, that might be the play.
Yeah. Well, it all depends on how quick they are to actually
jump on
forge
it.
those alliances.
Yeah.
Because like last season, Carolyn was like, "Oh shit, she's gonna be the first one out." That's why she has this first confessional, and apparently, nope. It's like,
And the reason that she wasn't first one out is Carson.
Yeah.
Like Carson was the reason that Jam Jam and Carolyn made it as far as they did.
that's so
I'm
true.
I'm going to argue that because Carson didn't side with
The younger people. That's true, man. Shit. Imagine if he won. I think the first one out.
The one with the nice eyes. No, or the
yeah. Let's
The
see.
Asian girl.
Maddie Paloma.
No, that wasn't Carson. Maddie
Oh,
was with the Red Tribe.
I
Helen.
Helen. Oh, Helen Lee. Okay, I see. I see. I see. That's true. Hmm. All right. Benjamin County.
Mm.
Yeah, injury. The young one. Yeah. Who do you think Bruce would have? I know it's last season. Who do you think Bruce would have like allied with Tika if he was still there?
Yeah, because they're like the older guys.
Bruce, you're a smart man. You're a smart man. Smart man.
Only because they're like
Yeah, they're age,
they
same age.
yeah, they're the same generation. They're sort of the same
Yeah.
generation. Yeah.
Bruce.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
And we saw even especially with the I'm back, baby. He's got a lot of energy. So he would be. I think that he would be able to match the energy of both Carolyn and Jam Jam in terms of energy. Crazy energy, we're not quite sure, but energy, yes, it's there.
Hey, I don't mind that. I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, any other thoughts about the we're not gonna get any new twists, right? We're not getting any new twists. We're not getting any new uh things that they're gonna come up with in Survivor, right? Nothing's.
Not really.
This is exactly gonna be the same as previous seasons. Yeah. Mm. Oh wait, are we gonna get the cages again? You think?
Oh, will we?
Mm.
I
Yeah. Oh,
ah,
true. But are the cages gonna come into play, but for something else?
yeah. What
Because we've got birds, and they shouldn't be in cages. They should be let
bird?
free.
Bird. He's a peacock. Let him fly, like the NBC logo.
Right? So, who knows? Like, yeah. What should Survivor production have used the cages? Should they use it for another something else? Yeah. True. Choose one. Yeah. Put your hand in the cage. And then they've got it covered with cloth. Yeah. I won't use it. I won't get it. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 You go home. Go big, you are going home. It's go big and go home now. It's not go big or go home. Hmm.
Ooh. Oh God. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
So yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly. It painted such a huge target on his back. Mm, exactly. Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah. Just a bit of trivia. I'm on the Survivor wiki.
okay.
And it's gonna cut into the 90 minutes. Uh, Apparently, Survivor 45 is the first season since Winners at War to feature the opening title sequence. So they're gonna have the full thing.
Oh my God.
Hopefully for all of the episodes. Yeah. So we're gonna get we won't yeah, it won't be directly into the, at least we're gonna see the opening sequence the entire time. Yeah. So this is interesting and this is exciting. Our conversation has gotten me a little bit more excited about Thursday here in the Philippines, Wednesday in the US. And finally, we're gonna get aside from getting to watch Survivor, we will also start getting no buffs from our idols
Wait, what?
at no dunks. No, because
Oh, they're
it's not
back.
that. Yeah, no, they've kept on going, but since
Okay.
there isn't any NBA happening, they haven't been
No
coming out with
dunks.
episodes as frequently as they used to. But now,
All
since
right.
Survivor is coming up, they are no buffs is coming back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Yeah. well,
No, Tissa
yeah.
senpai.
Well,
No, Tissa.
I
Get it?
sort of already did, but I parroted what you were saying about the producers figuring out that the writers were gonna go on strike, and then I think Skeets was the one who picked up on it, saying that, oh yeah, one of the guys in the live tribe is saying blah blah blah. Yeah, that might be true. Yeah. So I got notice already, guys.
Hey, that's a win for all of us. That's
Yeah. Yeah, it was 1 in the morning. It was one in the morning because they always come out
do
with
it
it. Yeah, like
in
a
the
short
morning.
time after. Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah, they do it the when do they do it? If it's 1 a.m. here, that would have been about 1 p.m. there.
Yeah. East
Yeah,
Coast,
on the
yeah.
east.
So
But
like
they're on
lunchtime there.
yeah, they're in Atlanta. So
Ah, okay. So it might be literally
it's 1 p.m.
lunchtime.
No, it's 1 p.m. because
1 p.m.
they're in
Oh,
Atlanta. That's
nice.
East Coast.
Nice. Okay. Cool, 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 cool.
Yeah.
I'm still like a rap loyalist on the season, so
Mm.
after like the episode airs, I get spoiled listening to it, like like directly the minute after it ends.
So you should probably go on the whenever they go live, go on the live and then
Get
notice me
spoiled.
senpai.
I have been noticed.
Oh really?
To quote
On
Jeff,
rap?
my life is fine. Yes.
Mm.
Couple of shoutouts from my friend Stan. Thank you, Stan, for being a rap guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Also, Stan has mentioned you on rap.
And like I think Rob has like a few years ago when Twitter was still a
Nice.
bit bigger.
Nice.
One of the questions, not like hi Martin, like, oh yes, a question for Martin Vincenzo. Martin asks, I forgot what I asked. But thanks, Rob. You're always there for me.
Yeah. So
He gets the
anyway,
Vincenzo fans. Yeah.
yeah. So we're gonna get all of these other podcasts are gonna restart, right? Just like how what we're doing, we're restarting as well.
Mhm.
And yeah. So guys, I guess that now's the time for us to give our final thoughts about the upcoming season. What are your
Alrighty.
final thoughts
Well,
in
Austin four
anticipation? Yeah.
Austin 450 says, I'm gonna win Survivor 45. Give me a hell yeah.
What about you, Joe? Mm, yeah, yeah. Same with me. Again, like I said, us talking about this has gotten me excited, a little bit more excited about it. And I look forward to seeing some shenanigans because I've been teased by some of the previews of this season that there might be a little bit more shenanigans than usual from the cast, not from the game, but from the cast. Yeah. Okay. One last question. Hype level out of 10, Martin.
Uh, 5. Like I
5.
said,
Wow.
like real life happened. I'm not as hyped as I used to be.
Mhm.
So let's be median about this.
Wow.
And
Okay.
by the hype level being this low, maybe, like I said, it's
Low
gonna surprise the hell out of
expectations.
me.
Yeah, low
Like, low
expectations means that when
expectations lead
something
to
nice
bigger
happens,
surprises.
yeah. What
So,
about you, Joe? Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, I would probably say I was a 6 before we had our conversations. Now I'm also at about 7. 7. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Because you guys pointed out some really interesting things as well about the upcoming season. So yeah, there you have it. That is it for this episode of the Council of Titos. If you like this episode, please hit the like button so we don't get voted off the channel. Also consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so you'll get notified whenever we come up with new content on the Laro-Laro Lang channel. Although so far, this is the only content, the only new content on the Laro-Laro Lang channel. But yeah, we're a de facto the
yes,
Survivor channel now.
Titos are
Uh,
back, baby.
this channel has other shows on it, albeit old shows, that's focused on sports and other similar things. And for those of you who don't want to have to look at our mugs as we talk Survivor, you can always catch us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search for Council of Titos. Anyway, this has been Chief Pistak Joel Parcon.
And this is Martin. Yeah.
We hope that you can join us on the council again soon. Until then, stay safe, everyone. The Titos have spoken.